damage eggs in the Stitch basket.
Exactly. It's
And then
all in
there's-
Stitch.
It's all the Stitch.
Oh!
It's all in Stitch.
Don't look at me with those eyes. You're gonna make me crack up. But so far, considering what the counter index is, it definitely feels like it's in one team's favor compared to the other. We're gonna go deeper into this topic as we start and initiate our very first match here in the Land of Dawn at the M5 World Championships. It's AP BREN up against the Burmese Ghouls.
Can't imagine that the early game should be the target here for at least for Burmese Schools. They want to secure this because they're rocking the Brody with the Angela. And I'm actually thinking, like, what should be the good vehicle for the Angela? Obviously, you want to do it with the Gwyn, but at the same time, the Gwyn is more of a very committal. It's like a kiting kind of hero where you commit your ultimate to get out. You don't really necessarily stay in front. So maybe it's the Brody that should be the vehicle now for Burmese Ghouls, because at least you maximize the effect of the Angela on this Brody.
I mean, from the way that I see it, ooh, early flicker coming out from Blink X just for Litho Wanderer. It's not going to be a big deal for now. He's not going to reach level 4 in time for the upcoming turtle, but at the very least, we know where Burmese Ghouls are going to be leaning towards on the map.
Something is bothering me. The fact that AP BREN are investing in Wilderness Blessing, they're going to have so much faster rotations, and that's going to exacerbate the fact that they have so much range. That's going to be another problem that the Burmese Ghouls have to deal with.
I mean, it's one of those situations. We even saw this during the wildcards that a majority of teams towards the last few days started switching over to Wilderness Blessing because it just shows how important it is to win out these neutral fights.
Oh, wow. Nico can't even catch a break. Ogwin and Kyle steal away his small camp.
Okay. Now, this means that AP BREN are in a very comfortable spot, because I think that they have the better late game. They have the Varia as well as the Cloud, very strong in the latter portions of the game. And the fact that they are not getting invaded by Burmese Ghouls, especially this Nolan, I think this is a good sign. But obviously, everything will change come the first turtle fight.
And then we cut to Flapteezy, who has to deal with this Uranus, and all he's thinking of is just like, get me out of this lane, please. Let me team fight.
Phew, come on over. They do set up for the first turtle. It's Nico first to the scene, pulling it over to their side. Turtle less than half health here. Carbon drawing a line between them and AP BREN. Here we go. Flapteezy comes in with the steal. And now Carbon gets Lina in him. Heart Guard committed in already, putting staff at the Ionic Edge. Blink X getting put into position with the final slash. Burmese Ghouls call out back.
Ooh, rather interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have expected, I mean, for the side of Burmese Ghouls, you're expecting the traditional, oh, I'm just going to look for someone to heart guard, we're going to go in, we're going to look for a pick, and then we're going to get back out of there. But I think Burmese Ghouls played that very, very well.
The TZ's down bottom. All right, Carbon's not going anywhere.
I'm actually very surprised about AP BREN. I think I will review their early game rotations, because my oh my, how did KyleTzy get level 5, almost level 6 before the turtle happened? 2 minutes to 13, he's already he's just a quarter of XP away from getting into level 6. That's crazy. That's why they were able to steal it, because they have the superior levels and the retribution.
I mean, let's not forget that when you are playing Nolan, your clear speed is rather fast.
True.
Like, have you ever seen Novarias just get frustrated? They know when they expect purple buff timings to die, and then Nolan's like walking through the mid lane. He's like, "What are you looking at? What are you shooting at?"
I'm done.
I'm gone.
It's over. I'm over here now. Right? You could have sworn he's a time traveler.
Exactly.
Oh, wait,
wow, Hunter's Strike already completed.
Man, I wonder when, I think, especially with the trajectory that you're seeing from KyleTzy, the way that he's farming 2.4k at 3 minutes, this is Oppenheimer levels of explosions as we're going to see later on.
That's historic.
It is historic. But I think more importantly, wow, actually Flap having a considerable EXP lead against Carbon so far, despite getting proxied, despite having to join fight a little bit later.
Yep. And I think that was the one bastion that Burmese Ghouls can have, that little sanctuary that, hey, at least Carbon's winning his lane. And now they're switching it over. I think they need a little bit more XP on Lina.
Where can they actually go with this? Especially since Kyle, he's not letting Nico have a good time.
Whoa! Comes in with the Requiem. Did KyleTzy steal? Oh, he did!
He did.
Nico hesitated on the retry.
But this means that he has the retribution for the turtle.
That's right. Coming in. This is about to blow up. Lord here, approaching half health. In comes Flapteezy. Stitch coming in from the side, dealing damage. Nico holding his retry strong, and they go get it. That's one turtle apiece for both BG and AP BREN.
I love the decision making coming in from the side of AP BREN. They understood the assignment. They recognized the situation wasn't their favor.
Whoa!
And Lina is going to be first blood for the side of AP BREN.
That was quick.
That was the one thing that you gotta do, hide the Angela from the Nolan.
Yeah.
And Kyle found him.
I mean, we're talking about hustle. This man doesn't stop making good decisions.
Yeah.
They pushed out. The mid lane is already chunked down to 10%. He even gets first blood down on that bottom side. He is active.
Yeah, you can see Ogwin already positioning himself to defend Super Marco. Now AP BREN can leave the Nolan just, you know, roaming around. It's far too farmed. Even when he didn't get the second turtle, because of the amount of farm and the first blood that he was able to get and the number of creeps, jungle creeps that he was able to take away from Nico, look at him. He is level 10 compared to a level 8 Guinevere.
He's always doing something.
Yep.
And he knows that this is the right thing to do against Burmese Ghouls, who are an initiative-based team. They want to be able to do the thing one after the other. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's up to their timing. But right now, it's Burmese Ghouls who's following AP BREN's flow.
I would have considered that maybe the Burmese Ghouls were going to start getting some momentum during the mid game, but right now, just the raw smothering coming out from Kyle TZ alone, and the supplement of these fast rotations, making it really tough for Burmese Ghouls to find holes.
And Guinevere is a jungler that you can count as a utility, but it still is purple buff dependent. So it's a very unique situation. Yeah, surely Guinevere is a pretty strong jungler now, but she's both farm dependent as well as utility, which is usually you can see only one or the other. But because of the fact that all of the purple buffs were taken away from him, Nico is going to have a very bad time in the mid game.
Speaking of which, I mean, we're looking at mid lane Carbon. Might just get caught out here.
Coming in, the conceal committed, final slash. Carbon gets a heart guard in him. Lina to the rescue. This Uranus ain't going anywhere. Blink holding this pixel brush, spotted by the actual echoes. Turtle getting beaten down. Burmese Ghouls pushing forward. Flap easy from the back, looking for an angle. Nico wants to get it. Retribution is good. Nico scores it, and down goes Lina. That's a blazing duet considerably, dealing a lot of damage early on. Blink goes down. Ogwin gets the kill. Ogwin still staying in the vicinity. Carbon goes 3-0. AP BREN 3K ahead.
Man, that was such a clean fight coming in from AP BREN. I mean, at the end of the day, Burmese Ghouls got the neutral objective, but at what cost?
They would eventually get their orange buff, I believe, Nico. And Stitch stayed alive. So those are just some consolation prizes for Burmese Ghouls, but Gideon painted it well. It was a perfect team fight coming up from AP BREN. They abused the fact that Burmese Ghouls needs to get in and get out. It's like a kiting kind of a team fight formation for Burmese Ghouls, and we are going to see it through the replay. A little bit of a clash happening down. We'll see later. Look at that beautiful retribution, but after the initiation coming out from Nico, there's no follow-up because Stitch was zoned out by two members of AP BREN. Yeah, surely the Brody didn't die, but he didn't fulfill his job,
He didn't
basically.
get to do the thing.
Which you need to do it as the Brody in the early game.
Oh, it's tough. Coming
okay.
in. Got the stacks in. Not going to commit everything. Burmese Ghouls playing with the range. And I think that's what also helped AP BREN win that perfect team fight, as you gentlemen were saying. They have so much range. They have so much diverse initiations that it spaces out Stitch.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, Nico didn't have his ult to actually follow up and start a new fight, but in the meantime, at least they got a shutdown on towards Kyle TZ at the attempt of attacking that purple buff side from Burmese Ghouls. At the very least, we're seeing that Burmese Ghouls are scaling, right? 2 items already completed for the side of Brody, maybe a 3rd one on the way, and at this point, it's starting to get real dangerous, especially when you see Brody nearby.
Okay, not only for AP BREN, but at the same time, Burmese Ghouls, if they just realize that this is actually their power spike, they need to make the moves now. Fortunately, they have this Uranus that can actually be the vision provider around the Lord area. And the fact that they have taken out the turtles rather quickly, this means that the Lord is spawning also rather early.
Oh, and AP BREN know that this timing is key. Blink looking to get into that. Because AP BREN, they have the advantage coming in. They catch one. Ogwin in the skies. Harper gets his eyes on him. I'm offended. They're trying to burst down the Roamer. They're trying to take down the Edith. And the Lord gets reset. AP BREN calling it off.
I like this plan a lot, honestly.
Oh! Final slash coming in. Carbon, he's in jeopardy. Gets the heart guard in just in the right time. 5th of his health coming back up, down to half. Nico commits. Both teams playing footsies, dancing around the Lord. And oh, so many ults spent from both sides, but neither have the advantage. Ogwin gets the Earth Shatter. Lord at half health, pulled just about an inch out, gets another reset. Stitch, a third of his health left. Not a good fight.
Wow, the first reset was great from AP BREN. I think it was very smart. The second reset is weird, but now Burmese Ghouls, oh, they reset because they know that their lanes are in their favor.
I mean, they found it. It might even get picked.
Blink, oh, gets spotted, gets bursted down. Super Marco gets the kill, and they're still going. Carbon keeping up, playing footsies with 3. In goes the old count. Easy gets the Lord. This should be a retreat from the Burmese Ghouls, and they get sent down into the ground, but not for long because Carbon's still alive. Oh, gets taken down. Stitch as well in the back line. Few gets him. Flapped Easy punished by Lena, but it's just too little too late.
Ooh, what a great bait coming in for Super Marco to actually force in one more kill from the side of the Burmese Ghouls. He was playing on a fine line.
What a reset coming out from AP BREN. At first glance, you would think that the second reset was weird, but then if you look at the map, the lanes are going to be pressured against Burmese Ghouls side, and that meant that Burmese Ghouls needed to disperse. And then AP BREN also took advantage of the massive XP difference. Countess was level 14, while Nico was just level 11 during that Lord fight, and there was really no chance. And despite that gap, they still managed to find Nico with the knockup coming out from Ogwen, making it a no contest at all for the Retribution battle. AP BREN with a massive Lord dance.
I mean, the crazy part about it all is the fact that AP BREN gives so much
Whoa!
respect. Oh, he's fine, but oh, wait.
Got the Purify in. Big fight coming up. Final slash puts Nico right under the ground, taking a dirt nap while the rest of AP BREN destroy that inhibitor up top. They're moving along. Lord's still standing.
I'm telling you, AP BREN are playing so respectful. I feel like in these types of situations with this kind of a lead, they start getting right up into your face. But against Burmese Ghouls, they're forcing out resources. They're starving them out.
They're trying to burst down Stitch in the middle of their base. Oh, there's an onward. Carbon gets sent into the skies. Heart guard into him. Super Marco still barreling away. Blink looking for the pull. Still does not have the old flap. Easy down. Torn apart memory, tearing him in half. Super Marco very low. Carbon still alive. A tenth of his health. Oh, he goes. Few takes him down. 1 for 1.
Oh man, Few just literally showed how much gold they have when it comes to advantage. That's just skill number 2, and he gets so much damage with the Impure Rage against the Uranus. And I believe that Carbon is not yet that farmed, especially because he's struggling. I mean, like, he needed to secure the front lines for the team. That meant that a lot of farm might have been taken away from him. In fact, he's just 6.3k compared to Few 7.7k with the Ice Queen 1 as well as the Truncheon and the Arcane Boots. That meant that Few's damage at this point, 12 minutes into the game, his scaling was, what? It was quickened.
This is difficult because we're looking at, what, 13 minutes in, right? Starting at the 6 or 7 minute mark, AP BREN has flexed their range diversity. And so far, Burmese Ghouls, we called it in the draft, right? They're really only relying on Stitch.
Yep.
And there's only one way to go about this. They've been trying to put some damage on Carbon with the Heart Guard, and now they're forced to do it. Oh, in a defensive manner, Stitch gets the Heart Guard on him, and they're going to burst him down. Stitch goes, the first casualty. Now Blink. Oh, Super Marco blasting him, point blank, survives, but only for a second more as Super Marco still eventually gets his man. Nico in the back line trying to take down Flap. Teasy gets him. 2 for 1, the trade so far. Burmese Ghouls back inside their own base. It's Lena and Carbon defending.
I mean, when does this team stop, right? Carbon, he's gone. There's nothing he can do about this. They're looking for the end.
Oh no, the base is up next. That's a double kill for Marco. AP BREN welcome the Burmese Ghouls with a victory. Game 1.
Woo, what a game secure coming in for the side of AP BREN. Like, initially it was a back and forth, and then all of a sudden you feel the growing snowball. You feel the way that they are just smothering you each and every attempt that you make.
I felt that the AP BREN were the snakes, were the pythons actually, where they just constricted, slowly and surely taking the breath away from Burmese Ghouls, taking the air out. It was a very calculated constriction that the AP BREN were able to do against Burmese Ghouls. There's no other way that I can describe it, because it's like they're taking away jungle creeps one at a time, and then all of a sudden you'll notice you don't have to farm anymore.
AP BREN, they are innovators of offense. They don't necessarily always have to barrel you down like a sledgehammer, like a blunt force object. I'd akin their